How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Spider, and in this video I'm going to be breaking down the team that I drafted for the UNPL Spring Fling. It's a little I guess low tier draft that the UNPL compiled. There's several different divisions. I decided to be in the Wi-Fi division, obviously because I don't play Showdown anymore. So we'll be in the Wi-Fi division. So like I said, it is low tier. We had 95 points to use total for 9 to 11 Pokemon. I drafted 9 because I haven't done low tier in like at least 5 years. I don't remember the last time I did low tier is what I'm saying. So I just looked at the board, just drafted what I wanted. Now there are 3 separate divisions within this league. I am in the Naranaha division. So there's 8 in each division, so 24 total. Divisions are only 8 coaches each. So the draft, there wasn't really many snipes. In fact, I didn't really make a plan at all, because again, I'm just drafting whatever I like. One thing that was on the board for 16 points, by the way, 16 was the max, Speed Boost Blaziken, and of course Shadow Glade, who had the first overall pick, picked Blaziken. If he didn't pick Blaziken, I would have definitely drafted it, because Speed Boost Blaziken is like 16 or 17 points in a normal draft league, so to put it in low tier at 16 points is kind of crazy. And again, I don't really know the meta. I don't really know what's good. Obviously, I have a good idea because of the because of the tiers and whatnot. But yeah, like I said, we're just gonna have fun. We're gonna see where we go. It's gonna be 9 weeks total. The first 7 are going to consist of everyone else in my division, and then the other 2, I guess, are gonna be from the Blueberry and Uva divisions. More of a summer fling, but it is what it is. So as far as the Terra rules, essentially you can free Terra anything 6 points and under in this league, and it is Terra Preview. Same thing as JJDL. Free Terra is pretty interesting. It offers a lot of these lower tier Pokemon to really shine, I think. Even in low tier, the lowest of the low, I suppose. So without further ado, let's get right into the team that I drafted. First up, I got Porygon Z. This is a 15-point Pokemon, and I don't know, I just think I haven't been able to use Porygon Z in a while, and I think it's a really cool Pokemon. It's got great coverage, obviously Tri-Attack plus the adaptability as its ability, being able to double its power instead of boosted by only 50% is pretty cool, but download could also be really helpful. Prize this Pokemon doesn't get Teleport. I think that would make a lot of sense, and that would be really cool as like a momentum move. Unfortunately, it does not get momentum. I do get Nasty Plot as well as Agility. I'll probably be using Agility more often. And base 90 speed is good, but it's not phenomenal, which is why Agility is great here. I get great coverage, like I said. Ice Beam and Thunderbolt is really what I will need, I think. I also do get Psychic to hit fighting types, Shadow Ball to hit ghost types, stuff like that. It's just a special wall breaker, and it's really just kind of tough to switch into, so especially in low tiers. I also love Porygon Shiny, so I will definitely be using Shiny Porygon. Next up is Breloom. I think Breloom's awesome, honestly. It's grass fighting with Technician and Bullet Seed plus Mach Punch. It's very powerful, and base 130 attack. So we have a very potent special wall breaker and a very potent physical wall breaker here. But not just Technician. Breloom can also run Toxic Orb, Poison Heal sets if I need to do that. Or is one of the best moves in the game because it's just a free sleep. You don't have to worry about missing. I do get Close Combat in this generation, which is great. I get Bulk Up and Swords Dance. I get Gunk Shot to hit fairies. I could just click Toxic if I wanted to do that, like Sub-Toxic with Poison Heal would be pretty cool. But like I said, just usually just running Swords Dance plus Bullet Seed plus Mach Punch. I do get Rock Tomb also for flying types. Now that's going to be Technician boosted. I do also get Aerial Ace in certain scenarios. Maybe I need to hit something like an Amoonguss or a Hawlucha, or whatever it may be. Again, another Pokemon I'm really excited to use. I love it shiny as well. Very orange. Looks like something out of Mario. Mandibuzz is something I had in the ASL, and I think for what it does, it's very good at that. I do get Defog, which is great. Anytime you can have a Defog on a flying type in this generation, they're few and far between for sure. It can also roost, so it can sustain itself. It can click U-turn, force things out and take advantage of that by going for U-turn, getting in either Breloom or Porygon or something else. I also get Toxic, which is really nice. A lot of, wall bulky Pokemon in this generation do not get Toxic, and that kind of sets them back. I also do get Foul Play, so that's kind of helpful. I get Knockoff to obviously knock off items. So Mandibuzz is just kind of a fat bird who can soak hits on the physical and special side. Obviously it's a little bit hindered by its need to run boots often, but I don't think I'll be running boots every week. I'm going to be honest. I didn't do it in the ASL, and I don't plan to do it here. So in the 4th round, I drafted Swampert, which kind of goes well with Mandibuzz. You know, I have that one weakness in grass, and Mandibuzz can come in on grass types pretty well. Mandibuzz doesn't like electric and rock type moves. Swampert can switch into those. So it's another bulky pivot. Obviously, it does get flip turn, which is great. I want my bulky Pokemon to be able to, switch around. I can knock off items this gen. I can set up Stealth Rocks, but it does what it needs to do very well, I think. Earthquake plus Liquidation plus knockoff. It's not easy to switch into is what I'm saying, but base 110 attack stat is nothing to sneeze at. If I want to run Bandit, I could do that. I could also run Bulk Up if I really wanted to do that as well. It does get Body Press because I will be running this Pokemon defensive. Another Pokemon that I just love the shiny. It's so purple. The next Pokemon has a cool shiny too, so I guess we'll talk about that while I'm on the subject. We got Salazzle. Now, this is another Pokemon from the ASL. I drafted Mandibuzz and Salazzle in that league, and I just feel like Salazzle makes a lot of sense here. I did need something fast. Now, I really enjoyed using Salazzle in the ASL. I don't think I used it, as well as I could have, perhaps, but with Corrosion, I can Toxic any Pokemon. It doesn't matter if they're Steel or Poison type. I can also, with that, I can click Substitute, I can click Protect. Because this Pokemon's so fast, I can be very annoying and just basically chipping down 1 or 2 Pokemon, maybe even a third if I get lucky. I do get Toxic Spikes as well. I get Will-O-Wisp. Knockoff is really cool as, just a support move. I get Encore, which could be really interesting. So, even though this Pokemon isn't that bulky, we could still use it in that way. I do also get Nasty Plot plus Dual Stab. Flamethrower plus Sludge Wave is surprisingly difficult to switch into for a lot of teams. I don't want to force Mandibuzz to have to click Defog if Toxic Spikes are up, because I can just go into Salazzle and soak them. So that's a big bullet point for Salazzle, I suppose. Next up is Zebstrika. I got the 5-point electric type demon horse zebra thing. Zebstrika is just really cool. It is a Terra Captain because it's 6 points or under, obviously. So I think free Terra with this Pokemon will be really cool because I could run, any type I need, probably ice or water. This Pokemon does get Supercell Slam, which is a new move. It's kind of reckless. Well, I don't want to say reckless, but Supercell Slam is going to be the move of choice. Obviously, I don't want to click that if my opponent has a ground type because they can just swap into that, and then I'll take 50% of my health, which is why having this as a Terra Captain is so important, because I could at least threaten those Pokemon. I do get 2 speed boosting moves in Trailblaze and Flare Blitz. I get Taunt, which is really cool. Obviously, Volt Switch, Thunder Wave, High Horsepower, which is neat. And having 3 really good abilities, Lightning Rod, Motor Drive, and Sap Sipper, kind of allows me to gain an immunity. So if I'm and having free Terra is really helpful. Like if I'm Terra Water, I could just turn that weakness, one of those weaknesses, into an immunity, whether it be Lightning Rod, Motor Drive, or Sap Sipper. So just that little niche that Zebstrika can do. It's also very fast, base 116 speed. Next up is Frostlass, who is my second Terra Captain. You can only have 2, by the way. I don't think I ever mentioned that. I like Frostlass because, again, it's fast, base 110 speed, and, I haven't really used it very often. And I think it's got a cool little niche here because it can spike stack, which is what I was really lacking on this team so far. It's got a lot of different, utility moves. I can set up screens, dual screens. I can Destiny Bond. I could click Will-O-Wisp on certain things. I could Trick. I could Thunder Wave. I could Taunt, Switcheroo. This is just kind of an annoying Pokemon, if anything. And it being a Terra Captain is nice because, honestly, offensively, Frostlass, it's not very strong. But it can hit a lot of things super effectively with Ice plus Ghost, and if I add a third typing in there with whatever my Terra type is, it could become actually, kind of annoying to deal with if I'm like Expert Belt or Life Orb. But as far as, coverage, it doesn't get that much coverage. I do get Thunderbolt, but besides that, I do get Psychic as well. But besides that, we're not really going to be clicking many moves, which is, again, why the Terra is so helpful. I can create a new move pretty much with Terra Blast. Next up is Hatterene. I drafted Hatterene because at this point I didn't have a fairy and I didn't have a psychic type either. Having a good fairy there is going to be nice. At this point there weren't many that were still on the board as far as a good solid bulky fairy, and that's what Hatterene provides. It's also a magic bouncer, so it takes a little bit of the pressure off hazards wise. Now Hatterene, it's not the bulkiest. It's only got base 57 HP, but the rest of its stats are pretty decent outside of its speed, obviously at base 29, but that might be a good thing because I do get Baton Pass, so I can basically swap around. I can use this as a pivot because I'll almost always be slower than the Pokemon in front of me. I can click Nuzzle, which is a very weak electric type move, but it'll always paralyze. Also, it will never miss. Thunder Wave has its 90% accuracy. I get Psychic Noise, which is great to stop healing on certain things. I can Calm Mind plus Draining Kiss and just be very frustrating that way for my opponent. Mystical Fire is helpful to hit opposing steel types. Pain Spell is actually very good on this Pokemon because my HP stat is so low. Healing Wish is also a great support move. Giga Drain is cool for bulky water types. With the base 136 special attack, I don't even have to invest for it to do, a lot of damage. And when in doubt, Agility Swords Dance is always there, so keep that in mind, opponents, if you're watching this. Last but not least, I grabbed Fortress. This is my Steel type, 8-point Pokemon that can do all the hazards. It can Rapid Spin as well. Again, I wanted something to relieve the pressure off of Mandibuzz. I don't want to have to run Defog on that every time. I also don't want to have to run Boots on it every time. Now, this Pokemon is a little bit passive. It's not the strongest. If they resist the Gyro Ball, and I've just got like Rapid Spin spikes and Toxic Spikes or something like that, that's going to be a problem. That's why Volt Switch is very nice, because if something tries to switch in, taking advantage of how passive Fortress is, and I click Volt Switch on that turn, that's really good for me. Having my bulky Pokemon with that, I guess, momentum is very helpful. Mandibuzz, Swampert, Hatterene, and Fortress all have those moves, so that's nice. I do get Earthquake if I need to hit Fire type switching in, and with a Rocky Helmet along with my defensive typing, I should be able to kind of annoy physical Pokemon that want to be clicking U-turn on me and moves that just don't do that much damage. So that is the team that I've concocted for the UNPL Spring Fling. Very excited to be a part of this league. Shout out to Danny Mac for, forming this along with others. Your Midnight Gliscors will be taking on Nick and the Globo Gym Purple Crobats in week 1. Very excited for that. I feel like week 1 is always just fun. Win or lose, you're just excited to use your new Pokemon, and that is exactly how I feel right now. So super hyped for this. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you slap a like on it, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because I got a lot of fun content coming your way. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get up on out of here. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.